What up? It's your girl Sharice here with a very talented actor and screenwriter. You may have seen him starring on the film Exit Strategy, currently on Netflix, but he's making some noise. Mr. Jameel Saleem, what's good?
Hey, what's up?
Man,
How you doing? Thanks for having
me. You're welcome. My pleasure. Thank you for coming on my show. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm honored.
All right, well, we're going to jump right into the interview. So tell our listeners where you're from.
I'm from, I got to rep Philly and Baltimore because I moved to Baltimore when I was 9, but all my family's still in Philly.
Okay, nice. I am actually from Maryland, too, so that's what's up. All right, what part of Philly did you live in?
Oh, Germantown. It's, you know where that is, yeah.
I'm familiar with certain areas of Philly. I didn't grow up there because I grew up in Maryland, but right. I know where Norristown is, and like, what's another area out there? I really can't think of another area, but would you say Mount Airy?
I couldn't even tell you where Germantown is in relation to anywhere else. Just because I'm, I grew up in Baltimore,
right?
And I'm just bad at geography also.
It's all good. We can move on. So, where do you currently reside now?
I'm in Los Angeles, California.
Nice. Is it sunny all the time, like everyone says?
Yeah, I can go the whole year without putting on a winter coat.
Wow.
You don't have to own a winter coat out here. And you can wear shorts all year round if you wanted to.
Wow.
I mean, of course, we have our cool days, but yeah, it's pretty nice.
Okay. Now, I have to ask this question. It's been burning in my soul to ask you. Does your name have a meaning behind it?
What, Jameel Saleem?
Yeah, I mean, it just, your last name.
Yeah, Saleem is Arabic. It means peace, I believe.
Okay. I can see that. You have a peaceful spirit about you. I see that.
Thank you.
Now, you're welcome. How long have you actually been screenwriting?
I'd say about 12 years.
Wow.
I moved out to LA in 2007, and that's pretty much when I started writing.
Okay. Now, did the acting bug hit you first, or were you a writer first?
Yeah, the acting bug hit me first, and I moved out here to be an actor, and then I started writing and directing for myself, so I could put myself in stuff, and then I very quickly realized I enjoyed being behind the camera more, so I just kept doing that, and I stopped acting. Yeah. Okay.
Would you say that you're like not going to act as much anymore, or if
I mean, it's been years since I've done any acting. I would probably do it again just because it's fun. I wouldn't. I'm not pursuing a career in it. I'm not trying to be a movie star or anything like that. But I would definitely put myself in something just for the fun of it.
Okay, that's what's up. Now, has this always been a long time dream of yours, or more like an aspiration, or did you even have any other aspirations before you decided you wanted to be a writer?
Oh, before I wanted to be a writer, or before I wanted to be an actor?
I guess before you wanted to be an actor, because I guess acting led you to writing. So before all of that.
I wanted to be a rapper.
Wow.
I know. And I had I was in a group at one point. I had a manager in New York at one point, and I was going up there to record, and I was taking it pretty seriously. And then when I moved to LA because I was acting and rapping at the same time, and when I moved to LA to be an actor, I kind of decided to just focus on that. So I left the rapping behind. But I thought I was pretty good,
Wow. Did you have a big following because of your skills with rapping?
I mean, I had a nice size following on MySpace back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, but not a huge following, no.
I got you. Okay. Did you attend a performing arts school or any workshops in the past to sharpen your skills over the years?
Yeah, so I first moved out here, I started taking classes, acting classes, and then once I decided I wanted to be a writer, I went to this writing workshop, specifically a TV writing workshop, and that was on Saturdays. I went to this workshop every Saturday for 3 years straight.
Wow.
And the person that runs the workshop is my manager right now.
Wow, look how that turned out.
Yeah, it was funny because
like a divine happening for you.
Well, I wrote a TV pilot. I wrote a TV spec script for Modern Family back when that was real popular. And I just sent it to a bunch of my friends. I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know anybody in TV. So I sent it to a bunch of my actor friends. And one of my actor friends knew a writer on The Office, that NBC show, The Office with Steve Carell.
Right.
So he sent my script to that guy, and that guy read it and liked it. And I had lunch with him. And then he introduced me to this woman who, taught this workshop. And it was actually his manager. And that's how I met her. I met her through this writer from The Office.
Man, that was fate. I feel like that was fate. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, after the film exit strategy, you've had your name attached to some other projects like South Park. Did you write and do voiceover for them?
I was a writer for South Park.
Okay. No voiceover or anything like that.
Well, yeah, I did some voiceover while I was there, but my title was, a writer / consultant.
Okay.
But yeah, I did some voices here and there.
Okay, what specific season and episodes were you on? Do you remember?
I mean, so when I first got hired, I was writing the South Park video game that came out in 2018.
Wow.
The South Park, the Fractured Butthole, or the Fractured Butthole. And I worked on season 21, part of season 21 and all of season, part of season 20 and all of season 21.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, before we talk about the film exit strategy, like I said, it's on Netflix now. Let's talk about how it came to fruition. Was this a spinoff from your web series on YouTube? Because, I did a little digging and I seen it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, how'd you find out about the web series?
Man, I looked you up everywhere. So, I looked you up online and I saw, obviously I saw the movie, but I wanted to see if you had a YouTube or if I could look up any interviews on you.
Oh, and, right.
When I looked you up, you had the web series. You were talking to someone about the web series. And then, I seen some little clips of it. And I was like, oh, I get it now. So I wanted to ask you, was that a spinoff from there?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
That was one of the first things I did when I moved out here was, I didn't know anything about directing or editing or shooting a web series. But, a friend of mine had a camera, and he had a computer with Final Cut on it. So I borrowed his camera, I borrowed his computer, and I got all my friends together, and we just kind of taught ourselves how to do it. And we made this web series. And, this was when YouTube just started jumping off. It wasn't really that popular. So we did this web series, and it got on a couple blogs. And we was getting, very small amount of views at first, like 3,000. And then one day it jumped up to like 20, 30,000. And, we only did maybe 7 episodes. And then I decided to write a movie based on that web series. And I wrote it, and a friend of mine said, you should make this. And I said, all right, find me some money. And he found me some money. He got Big Boy from the radio attached to be a executive producer, and he got Kevin Hart to do a cameo, and we just we made it.
That's awesome. Now, have your past relationships allowed you to shape and mold that project into what it became?
I mean, I never dealt with any girls that crazy.
Man, it was super crazy.
Yeah, I may have went a little overboard. You know, I wrote that movie in 2010. I'm obviously a better writer now, so I probably wouldn't have made it as broad and goofy. But that was just, you know, an exaggeration of maybe some experiences that I've had, but greatly exaggerated.
I mean, it reminded me of Get Out a tad bit. Just
really. That's funny.
Yeah, you really needed to get out of that relationship before.
Oh yeah. You know, and at the time I was living with a friend of mine, and very shortly after that movie, actually no, at the time I shot that movie, I was on my way out of my living situation, and I ended up sleeping on a friend's couch, and I ended up couch surfing for 3 years after that movie was shot. So I could definitely, you know, just the idea of somebody wanting to, you know, stay in this bad situation just to have somewhere to sleep,
right,
somewhere to live, was funny to me.
I got you. Now, did you hold auditions for this film, or you already knew who you wanted to be in the cast?
No, we held auditions. Of course, I cast some of my friends in it, like my boy Jahan Jones, who's blowing up on Instagram right now.
Awesome.
I actually cast him. We were living together. I was living in a 4-bedroom apartment with like 13 people, and he was one of them.
Oh my god.
Before the movie was shot. So yeah, I cast all my friends, and then for the role of my, you know, the white girl, and some other roles, like the young white guy that comes in and tries to buy the baseball card. We did auditions and found those people, really talented people.
Yeah, agreed.
And unfortunately, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, unfortunately, the girl that played my friend Leona, she passed away a couple years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences.
Yeah. Thank you.
How did you get Kevin Hart to do a cameo? Like, that's big. You already had Big Boy in there, and then you had Kevin Hart. How did that come about?
Well, Kevin was friends with my boy Q Deasy, who produced the movie, and he's the one that got Big Boy attached. So they know each other from Philly, so he, you know, called in a favor.
Wow, that's awesome. How was it working with him? Did he like drop any words of wisdom, any gems, anything like that?
It was nerve-wracking. That scene that we did, it wasn't scripted. We improv that whole scene.
Oh my god!
So I was super intimidated working with somebody like him. You know, such a talented professional, you know, comedian, and I was that nervousness that you see. It wasn't me acting. I was like really nervous.
Man, I felt like you were doing awesome.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. All right. Now, what's some advice that you would give an upcoming actor or a writer or even a producer?
I would say, you know, when you start out, you definitely got to do more than one thing. But at the same time, you need to have a focus and a clear direction. So, which, you know, I came out and I started editing. I came out to be an actor, but I learned how to edit. I learned how to direct. I learned how to shoot. I learned how to do all these other things, you know, in the filmmaking world. And that definitely helped me just kind of learn about the business and the different aspects of it. But after that, after a couple years of just learning everything, then I decided to just focus on one thing, which was writing. And I think that focus is very important. You can't be a jack of all trades And, you know, you can't be a jack of all trades and use that to elevate yourself to the next level. You got to pick one thing and get to the next level with that, and then you can branch off and do other things. So that's my big I guess piece of advice is to focus on one thing and get really good at that. Okay.
Now, what current projects are you working on right now? Can you give us this group? I know earlier you were telling me about a project that you have going on. I'm going to let you tell everyone what it is.
Well, I just finished writing for that show Whiskey Cavalier, which got canceled a couple weeks ago or a week ago. Right now I'm on this new show from the creator of The Simpsons. It's called Disenchantment. It's on Netflix. I'm a writer and producer on that. I got a whole bunch of stuff in development that I can't talk about. Movie stuff, TV stuff. I just wrote a script that I can't talk about, but it just got picked up by a really big company, and you know, we're looking to get some big actors attached to it, and you know, hopefully it'll be coming out soon.
All right. Well, hey, and next year you can come back on the show and we can talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, bunch of stuff in the works that I can't talk about. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. We understand. What's inspired you to write scripts that are like outside of the basic Black cinema films? I feel like, you know, a lot of Black films, they show like, you know, I wouldn't like more hip hop culture, I guess. But the film that you wrote, it was outside of that. It was more like an example of how it is on The Office, actually, and you know, like I mentioned, Get Out and things like that.
Yeah, I just wanted to do something. I grew up watching everything, you know, not just the Black films and the Black movies, which I love. But I also grew up watching, you know, Woody Allen and Seinfeld, and you know, where my sensibilities lie. Sometimes I get tired of seeing Black films that are just about either sex and relationships or, you know, like the drug game. So I wanted to do something different. You know, obviously there's sex involved and obviously Exit Strategy is about a relationship, but it's not like one of those. It's not the traditional relationship story is what I'm getting at. Right. And, you know, it's more about the just absurdity of his situation. So I always like to do stuff that's outside the box and more, you know, to my sensibilities, which are kind of weird at times. But yeah, I get influenced by everything, not just Black movies. So I like to tell a story that relates to everyone, not just one specific group of people. I like that. Very inclusive. I like that. Now, before you go, can you share your social media information with our listeners? Yeah, my Instagram is Germantown Jam, and Germantown is where I'm from in Philly, obviously. I told you that. So it's Germantown Jam, Jam. That's my Instagram. My Twitter is also Germantown Jam, I think. Yeah, I don't use that. I just retweet. I don't really tweet that much. Okay, I'm not going to follow you on Twitter. Yeah, all I do is retweet. But yeah, my Instagram is Germantown Jam. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure having you today. I really appreciate you coming. Yeah, thank you. Please come back, please. I will, absolutely. Thank you. It's your girl, Sharice, and I'm out.
Digital Dope Radio.